Alright, well, anyone who actually came around this channel back when this was one of the only videos that was on there, if this is what attracted you in, well, I got some good news for you. This is this is as real as it gets, as uncut. Here it is. Alright, so this is the 1990 ZX10, Kawasaki ZX10. These are the OEM or OE pistons. The issue I ran into, if you guys, if you just go back and check out the videos, you'll see. So this is where I ended up. At the time when I purchased this, I did my research and there were piston rings available. I was just hoping to do a ring job. I mean, I just had a suspicion. The previous owner mentioned about low compression in cylinders 2 and 3. I kind of figured the head gasket failed between the two of them, so I had a sneaking suspicion. Anyways, but I figured if I was going to open it up and do that, I would change the rings at the same time. You know, now that might not be perfect. There might be cylinder wear, there might be piston wear, whatever. But new rings, end gapped correctly, I figured that would get me there. Well, so between the time when I bought the bike and when I got around to shelling out the money to buy a set of 4 sets of rings, they were not available. So, I mean, they weren't on the usual suspects. eBay, where else? Amazon, you know, Google search, nothing. Couldn't get anything. Called a few places. You know, of course, you know, the Kawasaki dealer, their shops and stuff. Oh, we'll see what we can do. And after speaking to a couple of them and getting the same response, oh, we can't get them. They've been discontinued and there are none. Our parts locator doesn't find any. All right, so whatever. You know, I give up. I put that on the back burner for a while. Figure I'll buy rings from, you know, from a ring manufacturer. Whatever. That didn't work. So finally, I ended up buying, as you see here, an aftermarket. I'm at this point where I want the bike to be running. It's sat long enough. I mean, this thing has lived in my living room for 2.5 years, maybe 3, I don't know. It's been there a while, so it's part of the family at this point. It has a place at the dinner table. So here it is. Anyways, so I bought these. And I've contacted some machine shops. I'm going to have this board out. I'm going to see if I can do this all one-handed. Like I said, this is as real as it gets. I got my phone in my otter box, clipped to my shirt. I ain't trying to pull a fast one. If someone sees a number on one of these other pistons and says, oh, they're out of order, I have no idea. The only one that's marked is that one, and it was in there, so I'm gonna go with it that's it. But the others I've had out, I've played with. Let's see if I can seriously not make a mess out of this. I'll pop these back in here. This thing has lived. I know. I mean, purists out there are gonna probably fucking hate me. This thing's lived on my kitchen counter for years. So here we are. So let me move this back. You know, for lack of tools, you know, maybe there was more I could do if I had better tools, more know-how, you know, all of that stuff. So anyways, here's the kit. It comes with a new head gasket. Let me set that back here. And I'm not going to go too far. I'm not going to dig into this. I just literally want to pull out. Here's the rings. I actually have a set of these because I bought them off, I think, eBay. I felt at the time, that the description was vague. Got them. Turns out they were for these bad boys. So I have a set of these. Not for these, but actually for these. So, and they said, you know, they said, mail them back, you know, I'll pay basically, for me to pay shipping and send them back, and then they would credit my account, you know, it would have been months, a whole big freaking process, you know, so I just held on to them. Probably only 3 of those sets are actually any good. Just I'm not even gonna admit to it. You just use your imagination. All right, so here is one of the Weisco. What is this, anyways? Let me see if I can remember. This is it's got a K. Yeah, it's K1040 is this kit. If you go to their website, it doesn't have 1990 listed, but if you go to the 1988, 89, this is the kit. So if this don't work, whatever. I mean, they're gonna match it. I can't. I mean, it goes from 74 millimeter up to 75 and a half. Same stroke. 58. The stroke's 58, maybe 58 millimeters. If this needs to be resurfaced, I might have to bring in the rest of the engine so that they can make sure that, you know, they don't take more material off. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I hope they just go, yeah, bring that in. So here it is. Let's see if we prop that right up. That is real pretty. Here's an example of the OE. Yeah, it looks like I have them in the right position as it is. Because there is a difference between the cutout for the intake and the exhaust and on the... So I might... I mean, it looks real close. Maybe I'll have to have a valve job done on the head as well. I'm leaving all of this stuff open because I really don't know what's going to happen. Alright, so that's it. I'm curious. Obviously, this won't fit in there. Can you see what I'm doing here? Sorry. I apologize if 3/4 of this video you haven't seen anything I was doing because, quite simply, I'm a moron. So there it is. Obviously, it's not going to fit down in there. It's 1.5 millimeters over. So even with cylinder wear... Oh, so back to what actually prompted all of this. When I finally got it apart, the first thing I did is I slipped the rings back into the cylinders and I measured the end gap. I checked the end gap against I don't know, it might have been a Chilton's manual or Haynes manual, or I don't believe I have it here. Let's see if I can find it. If you see laundry, yeah, I'm real. I have friggin' laundry. I don't always get it put away right away. I told you this is a low-budget video. There we go. So there's this beautiful, beautiful thing. We'll bring this back in the light where everyone can see. So this is it. This came from the previous owner. He had this. He had done some shims at one point, because I don't know if it's in here, but he has an entire... He had an entire sheet. I think I've pulled it out. With each cylinder and the shims, and so that I checked the end gaps against that, and they were all out of tolerance. Ring wear, I think it has 30-some thousand miles on it, say between 30 and 35,000 miles on it. If that contradicts something from before, believe what I said before. So obviously here we are, new pistons. The associated rings to go with them, a new head gasket. Going to have this bored out. I'll get back to you, obviously, as that progresses. I'll let you know what goes on. If I end up having to have a valve job done on the head, I'll also view that. So check back. These are going to be up and coming. This thing is going to be running before snow flies this year. I'm just going to put it out there like that, and I'm going to do everything I can to make that actually happen. So... if you've stuck around to see more of these videos and you're curious what's going on, I apologize. Yeah, I'm a sloth. That's how it is. Here they are. All right.